I'm truly, truly honored and humbled to be among this phenomenal and talented and energetic group of women that are part of the Hall of Fame for women. You know, one of the wonderful features of life is that there's constant surprises with every adventure and all these experiences. I was born and raised in Vancouver, Washington, a little town of 30,000 people. I went to college nearby, married the boy next door, Morris. We were 10 years old when we met, and I knew that we were going to make our home in Vancouver and raise a family and be near my classmates and all those friends. So as they say, if you want to hear God laugh, you tell him what your plans are. So my adventures were right out of college. My first teaching job was in Bellevue, Washington, outside of Seattle. And then we went for a medical internship for my husband, and we went to the Bronx, New York, and that's where our first son, Kevin, was born. And then after Morris's specialty training in the Army took us to the Presidio in San Francisco, and then Sean, our second son, was born. We returned to Seattle to live for a few years, and the next adventure was a year sabbatical traveling and living in Europe. And part of that travel time was with both sets of parents, 2 sons, all 8 of us, with 2 Volkswagen campers. But now comes the big adventure, even further from Vancouver, the move to Alaska in 1980, the last frontier. And of course, another camper drive with parents and the boys coming up the Alcan. Like so many longtime Alaskans who make their home here, in 1980, and we're all coming for 2 years. But I was really worried about what I had heard about the cabin fever. So I was ready to get right going. So I wanted to get involved and get busy. And I'd had a great experience in Seattle with a children's theater that was presenting professional live theater to children. So I looked for something similar here, but didn't find it. Teachers and parents and friends said, well, okay, start one. Why not? Go for it. Do it. We'll help you. This is Alaska. And I have to say, it was an exciting time to be starting something new. There's no long history to say, oh, we've tried that before, it can't be done, it won't work here in Anchorage. So the word went out, and soon there was an enthusiastic group of busy moms around my table at the kitchen, working tirelessly to get AJT started. We had no background for this kind of endeavor, but we came together with energy, excitement, fun, humor, and a lot of heart, and the main goal was to provide theater experiences for our children. In September 1981, less than a year since we had been talking about the idea, AJT brought the Seattle Mime Theater to Anchorage for 1 week. They presented 12 shows of Pinocchio, and it was at the old Sidney Lawrence Theater. 10,000 students and parents attended during that 1 week, paid $2 each ticket so everyone could afford to come. The week netted $15,000, and Alaska Junior Theater had enough money to bring the puppets from Tokyo, Japan, and the Winnie the Pooh from Minneapolis Children's Theater to finish out the year. My kitchen table continued to be the AJT office for 5 years. The organization was thriving, but it really needed to be more visible in the community and near other arts organizations. An office space was rented downtown, an executive director was hired, and the board of directors was increased. Alaska Junior Theater today is in its 37th season, and over 45,000 children and families attend each year. AJT has flourished all these years due to the long line of caring and committed volunteers who believe in the many benefits for children through a live theater. They are our audiences for the future, and that's what we're trying to do. Throughout the years of living in Alaska, there have been other opportunities for me to volunteer. Many of them have been in the medical community. The infant car seat loaner program for the newborn babies leaving the hospital was an obvious need, especially for those who needed this life-saving protection. The energetic auxiliary volunteers who committed to enhancing our community helped to purchase 1,800 car seats and facilitated over 4,000 loans, as well as establishing 8 other loaner programs throughout the state. At this time, I'd like my husband to stand, Morris, my soulmate of 53 years. And support, encouragement, his loving hand has held mine through all my endeavors. And my 2 sons, Kevin is in San Diego, and Sean is a teacher here in Anchorage at Denali. And he would help usher at the performances in the early days. And then Sean did serve a time on the board for AJT. And now I have my Alaskan grandchildren, Jesse, Finn, and Liam. You want to stand up? The next generation of AJT board members. And Claire is also here. Happy birthday, Claire. So the volunteering and contributions that I have made really have not been extraordinary, but rather just seeing everyday opportunities and wanting to make a difference in the quality of lives. There's a poem that's attributed to John Wesley. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as ever you can. Again, I would like to thank the Alaska Women's Hall of Fame for this cherished honor, and to thank Alaska for the opportunity and the happiness and joy and deep friendships that it's given me. Best adventure yet.